The robbery started while the night guard was in the bathroom. No alarm went off at first, no warning lights, just raised voices echoing through tiled walls. Earlier that night, no one would have expected him to matter. The guard stood near the entrance of the bank every evening, quiet and still. He wore the same plain uniform every shift. No badge that stood out, no stories to tell. To most of the staff, he blended into the background, just another part of the building. The bank manager made sure of that. He laughed when the guard suggested adjusting the lobby cameras, laughed again when he asked about emergency lockdown procedures, then told him, in front of everyone, that he was just extra security and should stop taking his job so seriously. The staff followed the manager's lead. They joked about how the guard checked doors twice, about how he never sat down, about how he never joined their conversations. Some said he was paranoid, others said he was scared. None of them realized he wasn't nervous at all. He was alert. The guard noticed details other people ignored. A reflection in the glass that didn't match the lobby. A security camera angled just a few degrees off. A delivery schedule that didn't line up with the system. To the staff, it looked like overthinking. To him, it was routine. He had learned long ago that buildings fail before people do. That lesson came back to him the moment the lights flickered. He was washing his hands when the shouting started. At first it sounded distant, muffled by walls and running water. Then a gunshot cracked through the air, sharp and unmistakable. The guard turned off the sink. His heart didn't race. His hands didn't shake. He stepped out, moving with quiet precision. The lobby was chaos. People ducked behind counters, chairs were overturned, cash drawers slammed open. The robbers were bold, loud, and careless, waving their weapons as if the panic itself belonged to them. He assessed the situation in a single glance. Two near the entrance, one by the teller's desk, one pacing the back hallway. He moved. A shadow slipped past the nearest attacker, using the reflection of a security camera monitor to track the others. A robber swung a metal rod. He ducked just in time, the sound of metal scraping past his shoulder echoing in the hall. Another lunged at the open cash drawer. He didn't touch the man. He stepped between him and the exit, guiding him back with a subtle, controlled push. The man stumbled off balance and collided with a chair. No one expected a guard to be so calm or so fast. A third robber turned toward him, gun raised. He didn't flinch. He tilted his body, letting the attacker's momentum carry him past. The weapon clanged against a metal railing harmlessly. The leader tried to shout orders, but everyone froze. Movements became hesitant, uncertain. Fear spread like wildfire. The guard was everywhere and nowhere at once, a blur of composure in a storm of panic. Within minutes, the robbers were disoriented, trapped in the layout they thought they controlled. One stumbled into another backed into a wall. A single glance from the guard was enough to make them hesitate, unsure what he might do next. When the police finally arrived, it looked as if the chaos had been orchestrated. The robbers were restrained, stunned, and shaken. No hostages were hurt. Not a single shot had been fired after that first warning. The officers moved quickly, scanning the scene. Then they noticed the guard, calm, standing near the wall. Hands relaxed. They didn't ask him how he stopped it. They asked where he learned to move like that. There was a pause. Someone said his name quietly. Another officer looked at him again, this time differently. They recognized him, not from the bank, from somewhere else. Somewhere that didn't show up in records. Somewhere quiet. Somewhere classified. The truth came out in fragments. Years ago. He had been part of a unit that handled the kind of missions that never made the news. High-risk operations, tight spaces, situations where hesitation cost lives. He had retired quietly. No ceremony, no attention. He took the night guard job because it was peaceful, predictable, simple. The bank manager stood nearby, silent now. The staff didn't laugh anymore. They didn't make jokes. They just nodded as the guard walked past, because they finally understood something. Some people don't look dangerous anymore because they've already survived what you couldn't.